Hello everyone, it's Jen Morgano with CardnMum by Jen Morgano. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in North America. Live in New York on Long Island. Thank you for joining me today. And this is going to kick off a little series of gift cards. Last week I put a blog post up on my blog there, a little poll of what do you want to see? I love coming up with projects, but I always say if you watched my videos before, tell me what you want to see. So there was a little poll of, what kind of holiday products or projects do you want to see? And gift card holders won. So I'm going to do a few gift card holder projects this week. I'm going to see if I can get them all in 1 week. It's kind of going to be a monumental task, but I'm going to try. So we're going to start with this little guy. It's pretty small, but you can fit a single gift card inside of it. This is one of the first gift card holders I ever made, and I always fall back on this. I do one big craft fair a year, and I always make plenty of these. So you can see it has a little belly band that you can decorate, and it opens up, and you can fit the gift card right in there. And the products that I'm using to make this particular gift card is from the Candy Cane Suite that just came out in the mini. So I'm going to be using the Sweet Candy Cane stamp set and the Candy Cane dies, along with the DSP from that collection. So I'm going to start with our card base, or our gift card holder base, and it's going to be 3.5 by 8.5. And what's nice about that is if you need to make plenty of these, you can get 3 to a regular sheet of cardstock. So always looking to maximize your, oh boy, English, maximize your cardstock, right? So it's 3.5 by 8.5, and you're going to score it at 2 and 6. Oops. I try to make up a new score line that doesn't exist. Okay. Then you're going to cut out your DSP to dress up the fronts of that holder. And they're both going to be 3¼ inches wide. And the larger one is going to be 2¼ inches, and the smaller one is going to be 1¾ inches. Okay. And you're just going to simply adhere that using whatever adhesive you like. I'm using liquid glue today. So it's going to go on the top here, and then on this bottom piece facing upward. And this is real red cardstock. Don't know if I mentioned that. Okay. Now to get that bottom piece to close, I like to use tear and tape. But if you do a whole strip of tear and tape, that might kind of narrow your slot for your gift card. So what I do is I get my silicone craft mat out, and I get my tear and tape, and I kind of run it half on, half off. And I use my silicone, nice, my silicone mat. If I did it on this paper mat, it would get stuck and rip, kind of like what I just did with that cardstock. And what I do is put the tear and tape on, and I peel it off. I just kind of smush it over. So it's kind of like a half size tear and tape width. Easy peasy. And then you just kind of stick that there. Okay. Sometimes you get a little sticky on the edge. You can just take something like your embossing buddy and do that to get rid of the stick. That's a product I use. There's other ones that are out and about. Okay, so now to close this, you can do lots of things. You can use some Velcro dots. You can use magnets. I like to do a belly band. And when you're making, you're cutting up your cardstock, if you do 3 to a sheet, you'll have enough left over for a belly band. And this guy is 1 inch by 8.5. What I do is I kind of just put it where I want it, fold it down and kind of scoot it out just a little bit because you want the belly band to secure it shut, but you don't want it to be so tight that you can't get it off and on. And do the same thing. I fold it over, just give it a little room. I don't pull it super snug. Do that. Okay, and then I'll just come in with some tear and tape. Oh boy, it's always one thing. See, my glue worked today, but now my tear and tape won't tear. Okay. Okay, and if you're doing a big enough embellishment on the front, you can always have that belly band meet in the front if you're going to cover it. I usually just put mine in the back out of habit. Okay, so what I've done is I've stamped 2 of the larger candy cane images already. It's nice. I kind of like, you can place them like that. They're not just one direction. Get the 2. I've stamped my Christmas cheer and used a label die that is in the die set there. And I'm going to use some of this iridescent trim to secure that. So first I'm going to get a little tear and tape. I can find the edge here. And just put a little line like that. Place one of my, and the other one. Okay, so that's going to be nice. What I do is I kind of loop my iridescent trim through one hole in the back. When I was making this prototype, you can see it's kind of bent. It's like, oh, I'll put the trim through the back, but I put dimensionals on it to secure it here, which was kind of silly. And then I had to rip it, so that's why it looks a little funky. Oops. And this piece of trim I'm using is about 16 inches long. And then what you're going to do is just tie a bow. Everybody's favorite, right? Oh, this is a little bit more fun than when I was making the sample there. Once you've got the bow there, you can kind of play with it. Make it like you want. And because there's no dimensionals there, you can kind of wiggle the ribbon around to get it to the placement that you want. Oops. And there you go. Like I said, it's one of the first gift card holders I ever made way back when. Put your candy canes on top there. And it's one that I always go back to. It's quick. You can make lots of them really fast, and you can really jazz it up any way you want. I've seen people make this style with just DSP on the front, no DSP, and just a big sort of like snowflake on the belly band. You can really do anything. It's very versatile. Okay. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you liked this project. I'm going to put the link to the blog post with the measurements and all in there. There'll be a link down below. Sorry, I looked away and got distracted. I'll also put a link to all the products I used today. Thank you again for joining me. Please subscribe if you like what you see and want to see more. And drop any comments that you have. I'd love to hear from you. Bye-bye.